2016, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like January 2016 when we were in Mexico the first time, and you were like, "This seems like a cool thing. I like this multi-pitch thing."
Yeah.
We'll start there. Actually, let's start with this trip that we're in here in Spain. Be like, hey, we're here in Spain. It's been a really good trip so far, and then like one of you guys can jump in.
Sounds good. Also, that huge insect just hit the lens and kept going.
We'll have to clip that part back in. Hey YouTube! We are here in Rodiar, Spain, giving a little update on our trip to São Tomé coming up this summer with two of the guys who were on the trip with me. And we just wanted to give you a little bit more background about the trip, how it came about, especially now that we have Sam Dalton himself with us in the flesh. So he's going to give us a little bit of background about the trip. We're going to talk about how it's been here in Spain and what we're getting ready for.
Thanks, Remy. Yeah, psyched with what you've done with the vlogs so far.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, the idea for the trip certainly came about after climbing Sendero Luminoso with these two, and that's kind of an old story at this point, but it was only my second multi-pitch climb ever after Time Wave Zero.
So, which was the week before?
Yeah, it was a couple days before. So it was really a new thing for me in terms of climbing. I've been climbing a long time before that, but multi-pitch was certainly new, and so getting a team on site of a pretty hard multi-pitch, something that was at Remy and my on-site level at that point, got me really psyched about doing more of this and trying to push it on these big walls. That said, I was not much of a trad climber, so when I got home from that trip, the immediate search on Google was hard bolted multi-pitch sport routes. And one of the first things that came up was this tower that Gaz Leah had just bolted. And we kind of knew Gaz Leah, his name anyway at that point, because he had done a fair bit of bolting in Mexico, and so this was certainly something of interest. And a few weeks later, it came to my attention that the route had not been free climbed, that Gaz Leah and his partner ran out of time after bolting the route to actually try and work and free those hard pitches. So immediately called up Remy and Mike and said we should go do this.
This was what, January 2016 that we did Sendero, so it was sometime in 2016. I remember we got an email from Sam. When was that? September that year?
September.
Yeah, basically saying this is rad, we should do it, check it out, with a link. And yeah, we kind of started to plan at that point.
The topo included a pitch of wet run-out 13C dihedral climbing, which Remy immediately dibsed.
It's true. It's true. A little preemptively, perhaps. I just sent my first 13C this week, but I'm still down. We're going to go try. Yeah, so that, as you all know, that trip sort of fell through the next summer because Sam got injured. So we were about to book tickets that week. We were on a trip in Bishop. Sam broke his talus bone in his foot, falling off a boulder.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Some poor spotting on our parts. And so we kind of had called the trip, and then this spring we sort of started talking about it again. We actually went to Mexico again the year after, so January 2016 and again in January 2017. And the second time we were sort of in the midst of planning this trip, so we actually met up with Gaz in Monterrey at this restaurant and had dinner and hung out and got to chat a little bit about the route. And that same trip, we were climbing in El Salto, Mexico, and Sam and I both done our first 14As on a 2-week trip. So we were feeling strong. We're okay, we can climb 514. This is great. Maybe not in a wet jungle, but we got time to train. We're gonna go for it. Anyway, that's kind of how it's all originated. We have decided to go back this year, or try again this year to go. And yeah, we're in the midst of doing some logistics here, but also having a really good trip in Spain. Yeah, how's the trip been, guys?
Trip's been awesome. We actually we started off the trip in Montgron to meet Toti Valles, a Spanish crusher who tried the route in January. He sent us very cryptic messages when we would ask him questions on Facebook, so we decided we'd just go to his house and see if we could get a little more out of him that way. He invited us there. He runs an excellent climbing hostel with his wife.
Yeah, Refugio Col de Morea. You guys should check it
there.
out. Up in the mountains, hour and a half from Barcelona.
Nobody knows about it, but it's awesome.
Yeah, and so we got a little bit more beta from him, which was really cool. He went there in January this year with a partner and did some free climbing on the route, it sounds like, but didn't work the bottom pitches that much, but did have some beta. Sort of felt like The first, 3 hard pitches, or pitches 2, 3, and 4 that were the ones we're worried about, were probably like maybe 13B, 13C, and maybe that the 4th one's actually 14A, but
which in terms of the direction of the grades is kind of the opposite
of what we thought. You're right. We thought it
Gaz
was like
reported.
13D, C, B. So basically no one knows how hard those pitches are, and it seems like few people have spent any time really projecting them. So that's going to be our objective. But he gave us some other great beta, and actually has a cool film that we're trying to find online or get a link from him.
Coastal Lake.
Where he has some really great footage from going to climb. He's there for 10 days with a partner, and did a lot of really good climbing on the route. Didn't free any of those hard pitches at the bottom, but we're
They
really
had
grateful
terrible
for all the
conditions,
info.
though.
They had really bad
Very
weather.
wet.
Yeah,
And there were snakes.
which seems to be common. So, not that we can
Confirmed
expect
water and
anything
snakes.
better, but we will have a team of 5 there, sort of in project mode, hopefully. So,
An amateur snake tosser, Tyler Rohr.
Tyler Rohr. Yep. Anyway, trip has been really good here in Spain. We're super psyched to be here. The tufas have been a little bit wet. It's been maybe one of the rainiest seasons in a couple decades here in northern Spain, and so there's a lot of seeping in the crags, but we've managed to still find some excellent dry rock. Sam flashed a 13AB yesterday, which was pretty sweet. I sent my first 513s in Europe, 2 in a day. Mike's about to go send his first 8A this morning.
I think Sam already flashed. He always flashes my projects.
Just trying to catch up with Remy, who put down 2 13s the day I showed up.
So it's been a good trip. Everyone's feeling pretty strong, and I'm really appreciating the big holds for my fingers. It's nice to be able to climb 513 on jugs. We've got a couple more days here. Mike leaves tomorrow. I leave in 3 or 4 days. You guys have got 4 or 5. Yeah, it's been really rad to be back here in Rodiar at Refugio Calandraco, one of our favorite places in the world. We'll be checking in with some vlogs soon.
Thanks, Remy.